Hey guys, welcome back to my journey. It's Brandy, and today I wanted to go into what to expect on surgery day. I wanted to go into a little detail of what happened when I had to go in for surgery for the gastric bypass. So it was on a Monday. My surgery was on a Monday. So Friday they called me. My surgeon called me and told me to be in at 5 a.m. So I had to be there at 5 a.m. to get started. But the surgery wouldn't start until 7. So they have to prep you, and it does take that long because I did go in at 7 for surgery. So 5 o'clock, I left a little early to get to the hospital. So once I got there, I had already did pre-registration and all that. So all they had to do, I had to check in. They gave me my wristband, and I waited for a little while. So once they called me back, I went back, and I went to another area to check in for surgery. They do take you to another area here and for surgery. So once I got to that location, they finally called me back. My family had to wait in the waiting room for a little while to prep me because I had little kids with me. So I didn't want, they didn't want to see all that. You know, the doctors don't, want to scare the kids. So I went back, and the first thing they did, I had to get in my little nightgown. And once I did that, I had to do a urine test. They definitely want to do that to make sure you are not pregnant. So that came back negative. So I wasn't worried about that. So that was the first thing, because they would not go on until they know that you're not pregnant. So that's a big thing. So once they did that, they came in, they gave me this little, it was like a little sticker. It was this big, and it was a little sticker to put, I say a sticker. It was a little clear sticker, but it was medicine, so you wouldn't get nauseated after the anesthesia. They put it right here behind your ear, and it lasts for 3 days. So they give you that. That's the first thing they give you. They do give you more, but that was the first thing they gave me, was that. So once I did that, I was nervous. Of course, I was nervous. And then they came and they drew blood. So they drew blood to run tests, and they drew blood just in case if I needed blood after the surgery, if I needed blood. So they drew a lot of blood. So once they drew my blood, another guy came in and he did my IV. So they put my IV, they tried to put it in my hand, but they ended up putting it here. It's kind of hard to put it there because you move your arm a lot, but I'm right-handed, so they put it in my left arm. So try to, if you do get your IV, make sure to do it in an arm that you do not use a lot, because it helped out so much than putting it in my right arm. So once my IV was in, I was able for my husband and my kids to come back. And, they don't want any metal. So if you have glasses, rings, piercings, you do have to take that out before surgery. So I definitely gave all that to my husband. And it was a waiting room. So we waited. I didn't wait that long. Said my goodbyes, said my prayers, gave my kisses to my kids, shed a little tear. You do be emotional. You're scared, and this is something that is scary. But my anxiety was off the roof. I'm just gonna let you know that I had anxiety. That night I couldn't really get any rest. I had anxiety. I was just out, that's just normal. That's normal to have anxiety. So once that was all done, I said my goodbyes. They go back in the waiting room, and I go up, and I get prepped for surgery. So definitely make sure to go to the bathroom before you get prepped. because I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, okay, can I get out of this bed? I got to go to the bathroom beforehand. So definitely make sure to go to the bathroom. So once they took me up to prep, it's another location in the hospital, and there's a lot of people in there because a lot of people are getting surgery that day. So I went up there, and my nurse, the nurse said I'll see 3 people before I go into surgery. So, okay. So I'll see the anesthesia, I'll see my doctor, and I'll see my nurse that is taking care of me during the operation. So the first people I seen was the anesthesia. They definitely go in depth of, like, they ask you questions. Are you a smoker? This and that. They ask you a lot of questions beforehand. And they explain in depth what is going to happen, what's going to go on. If you have any questions, any concerns, they are there for you. Like, they were definitely amazing because I knew step by step what was going to happen, because she said I would not remember anything after the surgery. So it was good to have relief of knowing that, okay, this is what's going to happen step by step. So your anesthesia, they explained it. They explained to me so well of what was going to happen to me. Then I seen my nurse. She went over my paperwork, making sure everything was signed. The anesthesia, you do have to sign a paperwork stating that, okay, they went over it and this is what's going to happen and blah, 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 blah. You have to sign it. So I did. I signed that. My nurse went over that. And then the last person I seen was my surgeon. And he definitely went over my chart. He said, are you ready? It's like, am I ready? No, I'm not ready, but I'm ready, but I'm not ready because I'm nervous and scared and I have anxiety. So, yeah. So, I was, and then I had my glasses on, guys, and I'm a girl, I cannot see without my glasses. So I'm like this, like, oh my God, trying to see. So it was very, I was still nervous at that time. I was really nervous at that time. But, once that happened, I seen my surgeon. And he went over stuff, and he asked if I had any questions. And, I'm just really like, man, can we just get this over with? I'm just ready to get this over with. Am I going to get any medicine to calm me down or something? So once that popped in my head, my anesthesia came over and she said, well, we're going to get you some medicine to calm you down. And she called it a 6-pack. And I'm like, 6-pack? Why would you call it a 6-pack? She said, because you will not know anything. After you drink a 6-pack, you don't know nothing. So I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, all right. I was like, okay, give it to me. I need it. I needed to calm down. Let me tell you guys, once, and it's liquid, they put in your IV, and I swear to you guys, once I got that, it was time for my surgery. Like, in seconds, once I got that, it was probably a minute later, I don't even remember going into the surgery room. I just remember going around the corner, and that was it. I was done. Baby was knocked out. I was done. I don't even remember going into surgery. The surgery room. I don't even remember that. I don't even remember seeing my surgeon. After in the surgery, I don't remember anything. When I say it was a 6-pack, she gave me that medicine, I was done with, honey. I was done. I was out of there. So it was no fear, no nothing. I was in like a deep trance. And that was just the make you feel good medicine. That was not even the anesthesia. So I was already out of there. I was done. So I remember coming out of surgery in the recovery. I guess I was in recovery. And I remember the lady asking me questions. And she was asking me, she was like, do you have a ride home? I remember this lady asking me, do you have a ride home? And I was like, yeah, I have a ride home. I can go home today. And the lady was like, no, ma'am, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. You're not going home today. I was like, and then that's all I remember. That's all I remember with recovery. I was so out of it, guys. It was crazy. That anesthesia, honey. Woo, that's some powerful stuff. And I don't even remember her asking me any questions. If I did answer it, I don't even know what I said. I just remember her asking me that question, and it was not even for me. It was somebody beside me. So I was out of there. So once I came out of recovery, it was time for me to go to my room. I do remember that I was more alert. Not even a more alert. I was a little alert what was going on. So once that was done, it was time for me to go into my room where I was going to be there for, for however long. I had to, what I had to do, I had to walk to my chair. So after that, I was walking to my chair. I had to walk. And honey, the pain was real. So once I got there, to my chair, I don't even know how I even got there because I was so out of it. That first day, I got out of surgery probably, I think they said it was 2 hours long. And I got in my chair and I slept the whole day until night. I had visitors. I had my husband come up with my kids. My mom came. And, I was alert, but I wasn't. I was falling asleep on them. Like, they was talking to me and I was falling asleep. I was trying my hardest to keep my eyes open, but I couldn't until that night. And that storm came in. Honey, the pain was real. I was in pain. Honey, girl was in pain. I was in pain from my incisions, from the gas. I was just, everything, all my feelings started to come back in. They definitely gave you pain medicine from your IV every 6 hours. Or I think it was every 6 hours. I think it was every 6 hours. And it was just, I had the hardest time that night. Drinking anything, they bring him, that first night with my surgeon with drinking anything, I couldn't. That night, I was not able to drink something until that next morning, early that morning. So, with my surgeon, he does not allow you to drink anything, that day. But the next day, that night, I couldn't walk because I had a catheter in. So, I was not able to walk that night or anything. But that morning I was able, they was able to take my catheter out and I was able to walk. And, it was pain. Like, it was unreal pain. I know a lot of people say they was not in too much pain, but I'm just going to be real with you. Honey, I was in pain. I was in pain. Like, I'm in bed, like, how in the world am I going to get through this? How, I just feel like, my mom got it and I know she was in pain and I remember it. But when you got to go through it, it's a whole different ball game. The pain from the incisions, and I had 5 incisions, and it was hurt. My stomach, you don't know until you don't know how much you use your stomach until you have surgery on your stomach. Let me just say it like that, because any cough, any sneeze, that hurt. That girl, that hurt. It hurt. So what I did, once that morning came, I had to have they had to do a scan. So that's why I couldn't drink either, because they had to do a scan as well that morning to make sure there was no leaks. So I was like, please hurry up, because, I was getting a little thirsty, like my mouth was dry, but I was not hungry. The weirdest thing, I was not hungry. I was not thirsty, but my mouth and my lips were dry. So I knew I needed something, something, but I was not hungry. I was not thirsty. I didn't want to see food or smell it. So once, I went and they did a scan, they, make you get up. and get on this thing, this machine. It's a big old X-ray, and they make you drink this nasty stuff. Like you feel like you're about to vomit, and they want you to do a little sip, and they want to see it go down, and they want to make sure everything in your pouch is nothing is leaking. So I'm praying like, God, you know, Jesus, please, there's no leaks, because I cannot have them go back in. They went in one time and one time only. So he better got it right the first time. That's what I'm saying. Like, please. Because I can't let them go back in there. I'm trying to get home. I'm not driving them to get back in there. So everything did look perfect. Everything was right. There was no leaks or anything of that nature. So they are going to make sure you do not have any leaks before you go. So this was really day 2. So once I was able to do that, I was able to go back to my room, and I was able to get you know, water, ice cubes. I had chicken broth, I had popsicle, and Jello. I didn't want anything. The only thing I kind of lived off of was ice cubes. Those were like my best friend. Water, I couldn't really do that much. You're not thirsty. I'm just to be honest. You don't be thirsty. You don't be hungry. I don't want no chicken broth. I don't want to smell no chicken broth. And, you know, the only thing I did eat was maybe 2 Jellos. Not like the first day, I ate like a half a Jello. And then, you know, my next day, I ate maybe another half a Jello. So I probably lived off of 1 Jello the whole time I was in the hospital. So, that day I was off my catheter, so I was able to get up. I did take me a shower. I did let the lady know I wanted to take a shower, so that was a good thing. I was walking. Through the pain, I walked. I don't know how I walked, but I walked. I wanted to get this gas down. I wanted to go home. I wanted to let these people know that I am determined to get up out of this hospital, because I don't do hospitals that good. So I'm ready to go. Whatever I need to do, I'm going to get up and do it. So I was very active. And what I did was I would walk when it was almost really time for me to get my medicine. So once I walked and I came back, I was able to get medicine for pain. And then I could relax for a little bit. And then, you know, I would walk some more. I was very active. Everybody was just very impressed, you know, and surprised that I was walking so much. It was a lot of, you know, people in there. And it was, you know, it was that second night. You know, if I couldn't sleep, I was walking. You know, I was 12, 3, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm a walking, you know, being nosy, seeing what's going on in the hospital. So that second day, it was just more of walking, trying to get my fluids down. It was very hard. I'm just going to tell you now, it's hard to keep no fluids down. It is just hard. It's hard to even eat, to think about eating. It was just hard. The whole drinking thing and all that, you know, you can't even, it's this new little pouch is just like, oh, nope. And you just don't have the desire. It's just weird because, you know, I've been in the hospital, you know, for 3 days, and I was in the hospital for 3 days, and I was not even hungry. I didn't even have a desire to eat. So, they did every 8 hours, they did give me a shot. And it was just to help not blood clots. And I really didn't have a problem with that, but they still gave it to me. And they gave it to me like right in here and right in here. Or you can get it in your belly. But I'm like, you done enough in my belly, honey. You was not putting no shot in my belly. No. So I got in my arms. And I remember that. So my doctor came in, he said I was doing good. The third day they said I should be able to go home. So, I walked all that night, I took a bath, I was able to take a shower. Before I left, they did draw more blood. And I'm like, but I wanted to make sure everything was good. I got off my blood pressure pills. My doctor said I didn't have to take them no more. Just keep them handy if my blood pressure was to go up. So I was already off my blood pressure pills. My blood pressure, every time they took it, when they was bothering me, when I was trying to sleep, do my blood pressure, it was I have not seen my blood pressure that great in my life. So it was great things happening in the midst of being in so much pain. So that third day, they came in, they said my blood pressure came good, all the tests they ran was fabulous, and I could go home. So I was super excited about that. The third day I was able to go home. So I stayed like 2.5 days, you could say almost 3 days, in the hospital. And it was hard, you know, the pain, the pain is just unreal. It was unreal for me. It may be not for you, but it was unreal for me. So definitely, make sure to try to drink something, to try to, chew on some ice cubes, try to get a little bit in so you can make sure they can see that you're trying, because they're going to keep an eye on what you're drinking. And that works into when you're gonna go home too. And another thing, they want you to pass gas. So definitely walk. I say walk and sip. Those were the two things, walk and sip. Because if you walk, the gas will come down, you can pass gas. And the sipping shows that you're able to keep stuff down, so they'll let you go home, because who wants to stay in the hospital for a week for dehydration or anything of that nature? So definitely the key thing is to walk, and to drink, or sip. You can't really drink, because, it don't. But try to sip, try to do a little something so you can let the doctors know that, hey, I'm doing this. I'm able to do this. I'm able to take care of myself. I'm able to get, through this. But I definitely wanted you guys to just get a little, information on what happened to me on my big day. I'm doing fabulous. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Thank you for all the kind words and all the support. I'm doing well. I'm still doing well. It's a learning process. I'm still learning about my little pouch. I'm still learning. So every day it is a new way, a new thing of eating different foods. So I try now to just keep a little note on stuff that I cannot eat, or I have problems with eating and having gas afterwards. But I think I'll do another video about that, about foods what foods that I avoid and foods that I do enjoy, because it has been a hard road with foods now. But definitely I will be doing another video on my another weigh-in, but I think I'm just gonna do a monthly weigh-in because I don't get on the scale every day, and I think a month is a good, but I still will be making videos in between that. I definitely love you guys. Stay tuned. I'm hoping everybody is doing good after the surgery, or I hope this helps, help anyone that is going to be in the hospital before surgery or going in for surgery, to give them a little bit of information on what to expect. It's probably not going to be the same, but it's just a little, insight of what happened to me. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.